sat there just tapping my feet and my hands on my thighs, you know, just going something like and the way and the movement of this drum beat just sat perfectly with what Oos was playing. So I sat behind the drum kit and I said to the folks, I said, why don't we try this? I've got an idea for the drum. And they said, all right, let's go. And the moment we sounded, there was no conflict at all in terms of the feelings and the sounds that really gelled together to make this music one solid beat, solid groove, solid vibe. And then everything started. Everything started from there. It was perfect. It was fantastic. I really loved it. And what happened was, I would say about a couple of weeks before going into the studio, we had to play this tune during our live gigs and a couple of tours we had before the studio time, just to get us all well acquainted with the song before going into the studio. So by the time that we went to Essibon's to record this album, I mean, everyone was well acquainted with the song. We went into the studio, just a couple of takes, and that was it. And I tell you something, this funky high life drumming, I mean, it has a whole lot of vibes within the funky music scene, or the funk music scene, as well as the music scene in Ghana. Because at the time, wherever we played, and this song sounded, people just rushed onto the floor like ants, you know. It's almost like soldier ants reaching out for a certain food. They just on the floor, and it was just groove, dance. And Paapa Jeh was doing his thing in a big way, fantastic. And you wouldn't believe that once I was at home, you know, here in the UK, I thought, well, let me check out what's on the box. And I usually check most of the music channels, but this time, as I was going through, nothing seems to be happening. Nothing much seems to be happening. So I just kept flicking through, and then I got onto one channel, and I heard this sound, this drum sound, and this sound was the backing track to a fashion show that was going on in Paris. And as soon as I heard that, I say, wait a minute, that's me there. That is me. I was so elated, but at the same time flabbergasted, because I thought, well, this thing remained in Ghana. After all, it was a Ghanaian song. I thought, goodness me, what we have here. It made me take a good look at myself and realize that I couldn't even take my talents for granted, because this drum beat, which was my original creation. It's something that has actually influenced the music scene up to a level, and it told me how extensive one's input, or one's contribution to the world of music, how far-reaching it can get. So now I go out there and I hear people still talk about this music, but believe it or not, people always made references to the drum beat, basically because it was classic at the time. Remember, this was recorded in the 1970s, and if people are talking about that right now, it tells you it's evergreen, it's classic. And I am very glad that it has influenced even the generation today of Ghanaian musicians. I mean, the generation, the youngsters who were not even conceived at the time that this drum beat came out of me. Today, they have come out to be musicians, and some of them are hooked on this kind of drum beat, and therefore use the same sort of idea. Some of them, or at least one of the Ghanaian artists, I can't remember the name offhand, has actually made a version of this, but still maintain the same drum beat. Because if you really think about it, people are making renditions of music, people are making cover versions, or people are re-recording pastime music with rearrangements for today, and they change things, and with the freedom of the modern technology and all the drum machines and all the styles that the drum machine can give you, people still today maintain that. So it says a lot. It says a lot, and I'm very glad, and I'm happy. I feel well fulfilled because I am giving something to the world of music. Yeah. CK Man and Carousel 7, a very big school for me, a very big education for me. I mean, if I could turn back the clock, I would still want to be in that band. Or let's just say, for the vibes of it, if today CK Man, Paapa Jeh, and all those guys, even in their age today, they come up and say, listen, why don't we revive the whole band again? I'll be there like a shot, because the vibe at the time was out of this world. It was simply fantastic. Can you just imagine, as an instrumentalist, just playing on stage behind such a big gun, a legendary singer like Paapa Jeh, whose presence on stage just captivated the whole musicians to the level where you, as the instrumentalist, you had no choice. No, you had no choice. You just had to do everything possible, everything that is so positive out of your heart, out of your mind, out of your talent, to say, hey, I have to compliment this man's vocals. And with CK, well, CK was also the man, so you couldn't really put a foot wrong. And yes, that was a big education for me. I couldn't stop saying that, because the musician that I am today, I owe it to to these two big guns, because today I have carried the same discipline in terms of my music liaisons, rendezvous, or whatever. So yes, but after working with the CK Mann's Carousel 7 for, let's say, 3 years, which I would say after the recording of that album, I had to take on another challenge. I was a man on a journey. I was someone who was just bubbling with, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. Therefore, whatever opportunity came my way, I had to grab it, just to make sure that yes, I can prove to myself that whatever I dream and have been dreaming and it's on my mind, I can bring it to manifestation.